First Deborah-ha-Yamim, First Chronicles, chapter 1. Adam, Shuth, Enosh, Kenan, Mahatleel, Yared, Hanok, Methuselah, Lamech, Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. The sons of Japheth, Gomer and Magog, and Madai, and Yawan, and Tubal, and Meshach, and Tyrus. And the sons of Gomer, Ashkenaz, and Dibhath, and Togarmah. And the sons of Yawan, Elisha, and Tarshish, Kittim, and Rodanim. The sons of Ham, Cush, and Mizraim, Put, and Canaan. The sons of Cush, Seba, and Havilah, and Sabta, and Ramah, and Sabteka. And the sons of Ramah, Sheba, and Dedan. And Cush brought forth Nimrod. He began to be a mighty one on the earth. And Mizraim brought forth the Ludim, and the Anamim, and the Lehabim, and the Naphtuhim, and the Pathrushim, and the Casluhim, from whom came the Philistines, and the Captorim. And Canaan brought forth to Sidon, his firstborn in Heth, and the Jebusite, and the Amorite, and the Girgasite, and the Hivite, and the Argite, and the Sinite, and the Arwatite, and the Tezamite, and the Hamathite. The sons of Shem, Elam, and Asher, and Arphaxad, and Lud, and Aram, and Uz, Hul, and Githa, and Meshach. And Arphaxad brought forth Shelah, and Shelah brought forth Eber. To Eber were born two sons. The name of one was Peleg, for in his days the earth was divided, and his brother's name was Joktan. And Joktan brought forth Amadad, and Shiloh, and Hatsamaweth, and Yara, and Hadoram, and Uzal, and Duglah, and Ebal, and Abimael, and Sheba, and Ophir, and Havilah, and Jobab. All these were the sons of Joktan: Shem, Arphaxad, Shelah, Eber, Peleg, Ru, Sarug, Nahor, Terah, and Abram, that is Abraham. The sons of Abraham, Ishak, and Ishmael. These are their genealogies. The firstborn of Ishmael was Nebaioth, and Kedar, and Abiel, and Mibsam, Mishma, and Duma, and Massa, Hadad, and Timah. Yetur, Naphesh, and Kedemah. These were the sons of Ishmael. And the sons born to Keturah, Abraham's concubine, Zimran, and Yokshan, and Medan, and Midian, and Yeshbag, and Shua. The sons of Yokshan, Sheba, and Dedan. And the sons of Midian, Ephah, and Ephah, and Hanok, and Abidah, and Eldaah. All these were the children of Keturah. And Abraham brought forth Ishak, the sons of Ishak, Esau, and Yisrael. The sons of Esau, Eliphaz, Ruel, and Yeush, and Yalam, and Korah. And the sons of Eliphaz, Timah, and Omar, Tisapha, and Gatam, and Kenaz, and Timnah, and Amalek. The sons of Ruel, Nahat, Zerah, Shammah, and Mizah. And the sons of Seir, Latan, and Shobal, and Zabion, and Anah, and Dishan, and Etzar, and Dashan. And the sons of Latan, Horah, Homam. Latan's sister was Timnah. The sons of Shobal, Alian, and Manahath, and Ebal, Shaphi, and Onam. The sons of Tisbion, Ayah, and Enah. The son of Enah was Dishan. The sons of Dishan, Hamran, and Eshban, and Yithran, and Kiran. The sons of Etzah, Bilhan, and Zoawan, and Yahakan, the sons of Dishon, Utz, and Aran. And these were the sovereigns who reigned in the land of Edom before any sovereign reigned over the children of Israel. Bela, son of Beor, and the name of his city was Dinhabah. And when Bela died, Jobab, son of Zerah of Basra, reigned in his place. And Jobab died, and Husham of the land of the Temanites reigned in his place. And when Husham died, Hadad, son of Bedad, who smote Midian in the field of Moab, reigned in his place. The name of his city was Awith. And Hadad died, and Samlah of Misrikah reigned in his place. And Samlah died, and Shual of Rehoboth by the river reigned in his place. And Shual died, and Baal-Hanan, son of Achbah, reigned in his place. And Baal-Hanan died, and Hadad reigned in his place. And the name of his city was Pai. And his wife's name was Mehetabel, the daughter of Matred, the daughter of Mezembahab. And Hadad died, and the chiefs of Edom were Chief Timnah, Chief Aliah, Chief Yethiath, Chief Ohalabama, Chief Elah, Chief Hanan, Chief Kenaz, Chief Timon, Chief Mipsah, Chief Magdiel, and Chief Aram. These were the chiefs of Edom. 1 Chronicles chapter 2. These were the sons of Israel: Reuben, Shimron, Levi, and Yehudah, Yishakar, and Zebulun, Dan, Joseph, and Benjamin, Naphtali, Gad, and Asher. The sons of Yehudah: and Onan, and Shelah, the three born to him by the daughter of Shua, the Canaanites. And the firstborn of Yehudah, was evil in the eyes of Yahuwah, and he slew him. And Tamar, his daughter-in-law, bore him Peretz and Zerah. All the sons of Yehudah were 5. The sons of Peretz, Hezron, and Hamul. And the sons of Zerah, Zimri, and Etham, and Heman, and Calcol, and Dara, 5 of them in all. And the son of Carmi was Acah, the troubler of Israel, who trespassed in that which was under the ban. And the son of Etham was Azariah. And the sons of Hezron, who were born to him, Jeremiel, and Ram, and Kelubiah. Ram brought forth Amminadab, and Amminadab brought forth Nashon, leader of the children of Yehudah. Nashon brought forth Salma, and Salma brought forth Boaz. Boaz brought forth Obed, and Obed brought forth Yishah. Yishah brought forth Eliab, his firstborn, and Abinadab the second, and Shema the third. Nathaniel the fourth, Radai the fifth, Achsam the sixth, Dawid the seventh, and their sister, Tesoruyah and Abigail. And the sons of Tesoruyah, Abishai, and Joab, and Ashoel, 3. And Abigail bore Massa, and the father of Massa was Yither, the Ishmaelite. And Caleb, son of Hezron, brought forth children by Azubah his wife, and by Uriath. Now these were her sons, Yishah, and Shobab, and Ardan. And Azubah died, and Caleb took Ephrath as his wife, who bore him her. And her brought forth Uri, and Uri brought forth Bezalel. And afterward Hezron went in to the daughter of Machir, the father of Gilead, whom he took when he was 60 years old, and she bore him Segub. And Segub brought forth Yair, who had 23 cities in the land of Gilead. And he took from them Gishar and Aram, and the towns of Yair, with Kenath and its towns, 60 towns. All these belonged to the sons of Machir, the father of Gilead. And after the death of Hezron and Caleb, Ephrathah, Hezron's wife Abiah, bore him Asher, the father of Tekoa. And the sons of Jeremiel, the firstborn of Hezron, were Ram the firstborn, and Bunah, and Oren, and Osam, and Hiah, and Jerahmeel had another wife, whose name was Atara. She was the mother of Onan. And the sons of Ram, the firstborn of Jerahmeel, were Matz, and Yamin, and Ikah. And the sons of Onan were Shammai and Yada. And the sons of Shammai, Nadab, and Abishur. And the name of the wife of Abishur was Abihail, and she bore him Abban and Molid. And the sons of Nadab, Seled, and Appaim, and Seled died without children. And the son of Appaim was Yishai, and the son of Yishai was Shishan, and the son of Shishan was Abliah. And the sons of Yada, the brother of Shemaiah, Yither, and Jonathan, and Yothi died without children. And the sons of Jonathan, Pelet, and Zazah. These were the sons of Jerahmeel, and Shishan had no sons, only daughters. And Shishan had a Mizrite servant whose name was Yahah. And Shishan gave his daughter to Yahah his servant as wife, and she bore him Attai. And Attai brought forth Nathan, and Nathan brought forth Zabad, and Zabad brought forth Eplah, and Eplah brought forth Obed, and Obed brought forth Yahu, and Yahu brought forth Azariah, and Azariah brought forth Heletz, and Heletz brought forth Elisha, and Elisha brought forth Sismai, and Sismai brought forth Shalom, and Shalom brought forth Yekaniah, and Yekan brought forth Elishama. And the sons of Caleb, the brother of Yishmael, Misha, his firstborn, who was the father of Ziph, and the sons of Marishah, the father of Hebron, and the sons of Hebron, Korah, Tapawah, and Rekin, and Shema. And Shema brought forth Raham, the father of Yorikeam, and Rekem brought forth Shammai. And the son of Shammai was Maon, and Maon was the father of Beth Tizar. And Ephod, Caleb's concubine, bore Haran and Matzah and Gazez, and Haran brought forth Gazez. And the sons of Yada, Regim, and Yatham, and Geshan, and Pilet, and Ephah, and Shapop. Maacah, Caleb's concubine, brought Sheber and Turhanah. And she bore Sheaf, the father of Matmanah, Shua, the father of Macbenah, and the father of Gibeah. And the daughter of Caleb was Aksah. These were the descendants of Caleb, the sons of Hur, the firstborn of Ephrathah, Shobal, the father of Kiriath Jearim, Salmon, the father of Bethlehem, Hurath, the father of Beth-Gadah, and Shobal, the father of Kiriath Jearim, had descendants. Hariah, half of the Menurites. And the clans of Kiriath Jearim, the Yarites, and the Puthiites, and the Shemaites, and the Mishraites. From these came the Tizorites and the Eshtaolites. The sons of Salmon, Bethlehem, the Netophaites, Atroth, Beth Joab, and half of the Menites, and the Tezorites. And the clans of the scribes who dwelt at Yobatz, the Terites and Shematites, the Succatites. These were the Kenites who came from Hamath, the father of the house of Rechab. 1 Chronicles chapter 3. And these were the sons of David, who were born to him in Hebron. The firstborn was Amnon by Ahinoam, the Israelitess. The second, Daniel by Abigail, the Carmelitess. The third, Absalom, son of Mahakah, the daughter of Tamiah, sovereign of Gishar. The fourth, Adoniah, son of Haggith. The fifth, Shephatiah by Abiathar. The sixth, Yethream by his wife Eglah. 6 were born to him in Hebron. And he reigned there 7 years and 6 months, and in Jerusalem he reigned 33 years. And these were born to him in Jerusalem: Shammah, and Shobab, and Nathan, and Shalimah, 4 by Bathshua, the daughter of Ammiel. Yibah also with Elishama, and Elihelet, and Nogah, and Nepheg, and Yaphiah, and Elishama, and Eliada, and Eliphelet, 9. All the sons of David, besides the sons of the concubines, and Tamar their sister. And Shalimah's son was Rehabiam, Abijah his son, Asher his son, Jehoshaphat his son, Joram his son, Ahaziah his son, Joash his son, Amaziah his son, Uzziah his son, Jotham his son, Ahaz his son, Hezekiah his son, Manasseh his son, Amon his son, Josiah his son. And the sons of Josiah, Johanan the firstborn, the second, Jehoiakim the third, Zedekiah the fourth, Shalom. And the sons of Jehoiakim, Jeconiah his son, and Tesikiah his son. And the sons of Jeconiah the captain, Shealtiel his son, and Malchiram, and Padaiah, and Shanatsah, Jeconiah, Hoshama, and Nadabiah. And the sons of Padaiah, Zerubbabel and Shammai. The sons of Zerubbabel, Meshullam, and Hananiah, and Shelomith their sister, and Hashabah, and Ahoel, and Bariah, and Hashiah, Usheb, Hesed, 5. And the sons of Hananiah, Pelatiah, and Jesiah. The sons of Rephaniah, the sons of Arnan, the sons of Obiah, the sons of Shechaniah, and the son of Shechaniah, Shemaiah, the sons of Shemaiah, Hattush, and Yigal, and Bariah, and Neaiah, and Shaphat, 6. And the sons of Neaiah, Eliah, and Hezekiah, and Azrikam, 3. And the sons of Elionaiah, Hodiah, and Elishib, and Peliah, and Akub, and Johanan, and Delaiah, and Anaiah, 7. First Chronicles chapter 4. The sons of Yehudah, Perez, Hezron, and Carmel, and Hur, and Shobal. And Raaiah, son of Shobal, brought forth Yahath, and Yahath brought forth Ahumah, and Lahad. These were the clans of the Tizorites, and these were of the father of Etam, Yisrael, and Yishma, and Yadbash. And the name of their sister was Hetzelaponi. And Penuel was the father of Gedor, and Ezer was the father of Husha. These were the sons of Hur, the firstborn of Ephrathah, the father of Bethlehem. And Asher, the father of Tekoa, had 2 wives, Helah and Naarah. And Naarah bore him Ahuzam, and Hepha, and Temenah, and Ha-Ahashtarah. These were the sons of Naarah. And the sons of Helah, Tisoreth, and Tisorah, and Ethnam, and Quotes brought forth Enob, and Tisobibah. And the clans of Ahahel, son of Harum. And Jobatz was more esteemed than his brothers, and his mother called his name Jobatz, saying, Because I bore him in pain. And Jobatz called on the Elohim of Israel, saying, Oh, that you would bless me indeed, and enlarge my border, and that your hand would be with me, and that you would keep me from evil, not to be my pain. And Elohim gave him what he asked. And Caleb, the brother of Shua, brought forth Mihah, who was the father of Eston. And Eston brought forth Beth Rapha, and Paseah, and Tebnah, the father of Nahash. These were the men of Rekah. And the sons of Kenaz, Othniel, and Sariah, and sons of Othniel, Hathat, and Meondathiah, who brought forth Oprah, and Sariah brought forth Joab, the father of Geharashim, for they were craftsmen. And the sons of Caleb, the son of Jephunneh, Aru, Elah, Noam, and the son of Elah was Kenaz. And the sons of Yahaliel, Ziph, and Ziphah, Teriah, and Azariel. And the sons of Ezra, Yither, and Mered, and Ephah, and Yalan. And she bore Miriam, and Shemaiah, and Yeshba, the father of Eshtemoa. And his wife Yehudiah brought Yared, the father of Gedor, and Heber, the father of Soko, and Yaquitiel, the father of Zenoah. And these were the sons of Bithiah, the daughter of Pharaoh, whom Mered took. And the sons of Hodiah's wife, the sister of Naham, were the father of Kilah, the Garmite, and of Eshtemoa, the Moabite. And the sons of Shimon, Ammon, and Rena, Ben Hanan, and Tulon. And the sons of Yisha, Zohat, and Ben Zohat. The sons of Shelah, the son of Yehuda, the father of Lekah, and Ladah, the father of Mereshah, and the clans of the house of the linen workers of the house of Ashbiah. And Joachim, and the men of Kozebah, and Joash, and Seraph, who ruled in Moab, and Yoshabah, Lehem, but the records were ancient. These were the potters and those who dwell at Nethaim and Gederah. There they dwelt with the sovereign for his work. The sons of Shimon, Nemuel, and Yamin, Yarib, Zara, Shual, Shalom, his son, Mipsam, his son, Mishma, his son. And the sons of Mishma, Hamuel, his son of Zakah, his son, Shammah, his son. And Shammah had 16 sons and 6 daughters. But his brothers did not have many children, nor did any of their clans increase as much as the children of Yehuda. And they dwelt at Beersheba, and Moladah, and Hatzah Shual, and at Bilhah, and at Etzem, and at Tulad, and at Bethuel, and at Hormah, and at Ziklag, and at Beth Makaboth, and at Hatzah, Susim, and at Beth Barah, and at Sha'arayim. These were their cities until the reign of David. And their villages were Etam, and Ayam, and Rimmon, and Token, and Ashan, 5 cities, and all the villages that were around these cities as far as Baal. These were their dwelling places, and they kept their genealogy. And Meshabab, and Yamlak, and Yosha, son of Amathiah, and Yoel, and Yahu, son of Yoshabah, son of Zariah, son of Asherel, and Elioenai, and Yalkabah, and Yoshahiah, and Ashaiah, and Aduel, and Yeshemiel, and Benaiah, and Zaza, son of Shippai, son of Elon, son of Yadiah, son of Shemrah, son of Shemaiah. These mentioned by name were leaders in their clans, and their father's house increased greatly. And they went to the entrance of Gedor as far as the east side of the valley to look for pasture for their flocks. And they found rich, good pasture, and the land was broad, undisturbed, and safe, for some Hamites had dwelt there formerly. And these written by name came in the days of Hezekiah, sovereign of Yehuda, and smote their tents and the homes that were found there, and put them under the ban, as it is to this day, and dwelt in their place, because there was pasture for their flocks there. And some of them, 500 men of the sons of Shimron, went to Mount Seir, having as their chiefs Pelatiah, and Naariah, and Raphiah, and Yoziel, the sons of Isha. And they smote the rest of the Amalekites who had escaped, and dwelt there to this day. Thank you. 1 Chronicles chapter 5. As for the sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, he was the firstborn, but because he profaned his father's bed, his birthright was given to the sons of Joseph, son of Israel. so that the genealogy is not listed according to the birthright. For Yehuda prevailed over his brothers, and from him came a ruler, although the birthright was Joseph's. The sons of Reuben, the firstborn of Israel, Hanok and Palu, Hezron and Carmel. These sons of Joel, Shemaiah his son, Gog his son, Shammai his son, Micah his son, Reiah his son, Baal his son, and Beerah his son, whom Tiglath-Pileser, sovereign of Asher, took into exile. He was leader of the Reubenites, and his brothers by their clans. When the genealogy of their generations was registered, the chief Yoel and Zachariah, and Bela son of Azaz, son of Shema, son of Yoel, who dwelt in Aurora, as far as Nebo and Baal-Meon. And he dwelt eastward, as far as the entrance of the wilderness from the river Euphrates, because their livestock had increased in the land of Gilead. And in the days of Shual they fought against the Hagrites, who fell by their hand, and they dwelt in their tents over all the eastern part of Gilead. And the children of Gad dwelt next to them in the land of Bashan, as far as Salcah. Joel was the chief, Shopham the next, then Johanai and Shaphat in Bashan, and their brothers of their father's house, Machiel and Meshullam, and Sheba and Uriah and Yakan and Isaiah and Eber, 7. These were the children of Abihail, son of Hura, son of Yeroah, son of Gilead, son of Machiel, son of Yeshaiah, son of Yadu, son of Buz. Ahaz, son of Abduel, son of Gunai, was chief of their father's house, and they dwelt in Gilead and Bashan, and in its villages, and in all the open lands of Sharon within their borders. All these were registered by genealogies in the days of Jotham, sovereign of Yehuda, and in the days of Rehoboam, sovereign of Israel. The sons of Reuben and the Gadites, and half the tribe of Manasseh, had 44,760 brave men, men able to bear shield and sword, to shoot with the bow, and skilled in battle, going out to the army. And they fought against the Hagrites, and Yatu, and Naphish, and Nodab, and they were helped against them. And the Hagrites were given into their hand, and all who were with them, for they cried out to Elohim in the battle. And he answered their prayer, because they put their trust in him. And they took away their livestock, 50,000 of their camels, and 250,000 of their sheep, and 2,000 of their donkeys, also 100,000 of their men. For many fell dead, because the battle was of Elohim. And they dwelt in their place until the exile. And the children of the half-tribe of Manasseh dwelt in the land. They increased from Bashan to Baal-Hermon, that is, to Senir or Mount Hermon. And these were the heads of their fathers' houses, Ephah and Gishah and Eliel and Azariel and Jeremiah, Hodayah and Yadiel, mighty brave men, men of name and heads of their fathers' houses. But they trespassed against the Elohim of their fathers, and whored after the mighty ones of the peoples of the land, whom Elohim had destroyed before them. So that Elohim of Israel stirred up the spirit of Pul, sovereign of Asher, even the spirit of Tiglath-Pileser, sovereign of Asher. And he took the Reubenites and the Gadites and the half-tribe of Manasseh into exile, and brought them to Halah and Habah and Hara and the river of Gozan unto this day. Yeah. 1 Chronicles chapter 6. The sons of Levi, Gershom, Kehath, and Merari. And the sons of Kehath, Amram, Yitzhar, and Hebron, and Uziel. And the children of Amram, Aaron, and Moshe, and Miriam. And the sons of Aaron, Nadab, and Abihu, Eleazar, and Ithamar. Eleazar brought forth Phinehas, Phinehas brought forth Abishua, and Abishua brought forth Bughat, and Bughat brought forth Uzziah, and Uzziah brought forth Zariah, and Zariah brought forth Meraioth. Meraioth brought forth Amariah, and Amariah brought forth Ahitub, and Ahitub brought forth Zadok, and Zadok brought forth Ahimaaz, and Ahimaaz brought forth Azariah, and Azariah brought forth Johanan, and Johanan brought forth Azariah. It was he who served as priest in the house that Shalomo built in Jerusalem. And Azariah brought forth Amariah, and Amariah brought forth Ahitub, and Ahitub brought forth Zadok, and Zadok brought forth Shallum, and Shallum brought forth Hilkiah, and Hilkiah brought forth Azariah, and Azariah brought forth Sariah, and Sariah brought forth Jehozadak. And Jehozadak went away when Yahuwah sent Yehudah and Jerusalem into exile by the hand of Nebuchadnezzar, the son of Levi, Gershon, Gahath, and Merari. And these are the names of the sons of Gershon, Libnah and Shammai. And the sons of Gahath, Amram, and Yitshar, and Hebron, and Yoziel. The sons of Merari, Matlah, and Musha. And these are the clans of the Levites according to their fathers. Of Gershon were Libnah his son, Yahath his son, Zemah his son, Yoah his son, Idu his son, Zara his son, Athariah his son. The sons of Kehath, Amminadab his son, Korah his son, Asher his son, Elkanah his son, Ebiasaph his son, Asher his son, Tahath his son, Uriel his son, Josiah his son, and Shual his son. And the sons of Elkanah, Amasiah and Ahamath. Elkanah, the sons of Elkanah, Tesophi his son, and Nahath his son, Eliab his son, Yeroham his son, Elkanah his son. And the sons of Shemuel, Joel the firstborn, and Abiah the second. The sons of Merari, Matlah, Libnah his son, Shammah his son, Uzziah his son, Shammah his son, Haggiah his son, and Asaiah his son. And these are the men whom David appointed over the service of song in the house of Yahuwah after the ark came to rest. And they were rendering service and song before the dwelling place of the tent of meeting until Shalomo had built the house of Yahuwah in Jerusalem. And they performed their duties according to their ruling. And these are the ones who stood with their sons. Of the sons of the Kehatites were Heman the singer, son of Joel, son of Shemuel, son of Elkanah, son of Jeroham, son of Eliel, son of Tuah, son of Tisuph, son of Elkanah, son of Mahath, son of Amasiah, son of Elkanah, son of Joel, son of Azariah, son of Tesaphaniah, son of Tahath, son of Asher, son of Abasaph, son of Korah, son of Yishah, son of Kehath, son of Levi, son of Israel, and his brother Asaph, who stood at his right hand, was Asaph, son of Barachiahu, son of Shammai, son of Malchiel, son of Beashiah, son of Malchiah, son of Ethna, son of Zara, son of Adiah, son of Etham, son of Zemah, son of Shammai, son of Yahath, son of Gershom, son of Levi, and their brothers, the sons of Merari. On the left hand were Etham, son of Kishah, son of Abda, son of Maluk, son of Hashabiah, son of Amasiah, and Hilkiah, son of Amsah, son of Benah, son of Shemar, son of Matlah, son of Mushah, son of Merari, son of Levi, and their brothers. The Levites were appointed to every kind of service of the dwelling place of the house of Elohim. But Aaron and his sons offered on the altar of burnt offering and on the altar of incense for all the work of the most set-apart place, and to make atonement for Israel according to all that Moshe the servant of Elohim had commanded. And these are the sons of Aaron: Eleazar his son, Phinehas his son, Abishua his son, Bilgah his son, Yazai his son, Zariah his son, Mariah his son, Amariah his son, Ahitub his son, Zadok his son, Ahimaaz his son, and these were their dwelling places throughout their settlements within their borders of the sons of Aaron of the clan of the Kehathites, for the lot was theirs. And they gave them Hebron and the land of Yehudah with its surrounding open lands. But the fields of the city and its villages they gave to Caleb son of Jephunneh. And to the sons of Aaron they gave the cities of refuge, Hebron and Libnah with its open lands, and Yattah and Estemoa with its open lands, and Hilan with its open lands, Debar with its open lands, and Ashan with its open lands, and Bethshemesh with its open lands. And from the tribe of Benjamin, Gibbar with its open lands, and Alameth with its open lands, the Anathoth with its open lands. All their cities among their clans were 13. And to the rest of the clan of the tribe of the Kehathites, by lot 10 cities from half the tribe of Manasseh. And to the sons of Gershom throughout their clans, 13 cities from the tribe of Issachar, and from the tribe of Asher, and from the tribe of Naphtali, and from the tribe of Manasseh and Bashan. To the sons of Merari throughout their clans, by lot 12 cities from the tribe of Reuben, and from the tribe of Gad, and from the tribe of Zebulun. So the children of Israel gave cities with their open lands to the Levites. And they gave by lot from the tribe of the children of Yehudah, and from the tribe of the children of Shimon, and from the tribe of the children of Benjamin, these cities which are mentioned by name. And some of the clans of the sons of Kehath had cities of their borders from the tribe of Ephraim. And they gave them the city of refuge, Shechem, with its open lands, in the mountains of Ephraim, and Gizah with its open lands, and Yokmeam with its open lands, and Beth-horon with its open lands, and Ayalon with its open lands, and Gath-Ramon with its open lands, and from the half-tribe of Manasseh, Ener with its open lands, and Balaam with its open lands, for the rest of the clan of the sons of Kehath. From the clan of the half-tribe of Manasseh, the sons of Gershom, Golan and Bashan with its open lands, and Ashtaroth with its open lands. And from the tribe of Issachar, Kadesh with its open lands, Dabarath with its open lands, Ramoth with its open lands, and Enam with its open lands. And from the tribe of Asher, Masha with its open lands, and Abdon with its open lands, and Hukkah with its open lands, and Rehob with its open lands. And from the tribe of Naphtali, Kadesh and Gilead with its open lands, and Hammon with its open lands, and Kiriathaim with its open lands. From the tribe of Zebulun, the rest of the children of Merari, Rimmon with its open lands, and Tabor with its open lands. And from beyond the Jordan of Jericho, on the east side of the Jordan, from the tribe of Reuben, Betzer in the wilderness with its open lands, and Yatzah with its open lands, Kedemoth with its open lands, and Mephaath with its open lands. And from the tribe of Gad, Ramoth and Gilead with its open lands, and Mahanaim with its open lands, and Heshbon with its open lands, and Yaza with its open lands. 1 Chronicles chapter 7. And the sons of Issachar, Tola and Puah, Yashub and Shemron, 4. And the sons of Tola, Uzziah and Raphiah and Uriel and Yamar and Sam and Shemiel, heads of their father's house of Tola. There were great men of might in their generations. Their number in the days of David was 22,600. And the son of Uzziah, Yezariah, and the sons of Yezariah, Michael and Obadiah, and Joel, Yeshishaiah, all 5 of them were heads. And with them, by their generations, according to their fathers' houses, were 36,000 bands of the army for battle. for they had many wives and sons. And their brothers among all the clans of Issachar were mighty brave men, listed by their genealogies, 87,000 in all. Of Benjamin, Bela, and Becher, and Yediael 3. And the sons of Bela, Epzibon, and Yazeh, and Yoziel, and Yerimoth, and Ira, 5 heads of their fathers' houses, and they were listed by their genealogies, 22,034 mighty brave men. And the sons of Becher, Zemariah, and Joash, and Elijah, and Eliahaniah, and Omri, and Yerimoth, and Abiah, and Anathoth, and Alamoth, and all these were the sons of Becher, with their genealogy according to their generations, heads of their fathers' houses, 20,200 mighty brave men. And the son of Yediael, Belhan, and the sons of Belhan, Euash, and Benjamin, and Ehud, and Kenanah, and Zetan, and Tarshish, and Abishah. All these sons of Yediael were heads of their fathers' houses, 17,200 mighty brave men going out to the army for battle. And Shuppim and Huppim were the sons of Ar, and Husham was the son of Ahur. The sons of Naphtali, Yatsiel, and Guni, and Yatzer, and Shalom, sons of Bilhah. The sons of Manasseh, his Aramean concubine bore him Machir, the father of Gilead, the father of Asriel. And Machir took wives for Huppim and Shuppim. And the name of one was Maacah. The name of the second was Tisalohad. And Tisalohad had daughters. But Maacah, the wife of Machir, bore a son, and she called his name Peresh. And the name of his brother was Sheresh. And his sons were Ulam and Rekem, and the son of Ulam, Bedam. These were the sons of Gilead, son of Machir, son of Manasseh. And his sister Hamaleketh bore Ishhar, and Abiziah, and Matlah. And the sons of Shemadah, Atyan, and Shechem, and Lehi, and Anayam. And the sons of Ephraim, Shutelab, and Berat his son, Tohath his son, Eladad his son, and Tohath his son, and Zobad his son, and Shutelab his son, and Ezer, and Elad. But the men of God who were born in that land slew them, because they came down to take their livestock. And Ephraim their father mourned many days, and his brothers came to comfort him. And when he went into his wife, she conceived and bore a son, and he called his name Beriah, because evil had come upon his house. And his daughter was Shearah, who built lower and upper Beth Horon, and Yozam Shearah. And Rephah was his son, as well as Reshaph, and Tillah his son, and Tahan his son, Ladan his son, Ammihud his son, Elishama his son, Nun his son, Yahushua his son. And their possessions and dwelling places were Bethel and its towns, to the east Naharan, and to the west Gaza and its towns, and Shechem and its towns, as far as Akyah and its towns. And by the borders of the children of Manasseh were Beth Shean and its towns, Tanakh and its towns, Megiddo and its towns, Dar and its towns. In these dwelt the children of Joseph, son of Israel. The sons of Asher, Yimnah, and Yeshua, and Yeshua, and Beriah, and their sister Sarah. And the sons of Beriah, Heber, and Malchiel, who was the father of Berzot. And Heber brought forth Yablet, and Shomer, and Hotham, and their sister Shua. And the sons of Yablet, Pasak, and Bimhal, and Ashwath. These were the children of Yablet. And the sons of Shemar, Aha, and Rahaga, Yehovah, and Aram. And the sons of his brother Helam, Tosophah, and Yimnah, and Shalash, and Amal. And the sons of Tosophah, Shua, and Harnepher, and Shual, and Beri, and Yemrah, Betzer, and Had, and Shema, and Shibshah, and Yithran, and Beerah. And the sons of Yitha, Euphana, and Pisgah, and Arah. And the sons of Ulah, Arab, and Haniel, and Bishya. All these were the children of Asher, heads of their fathers' houses, chosen ones, mighty brave men, chief leaders, and when they registered by genealogy for the army for battle, their number was 26,000. 1 Chronicles chapter 8. And Benjamin brought forth Bela his firstborn, Ashbel the second, Harah the third, Noah the fourth, and Rapha the fifth. And the sons of Bela, Adah, and Gerah, and Abihud, and Abishur, and Naaman, and Ahua, and Gerah, and Shaphan, and Huram. And these are the sons of Ehud. They were the heads of the fathers' houses of the inhabitants of Gibeah, and they were exiled to Manahath. And Naaman and Ahiah and Gerah he exiled there. And Ehud brought forth Yazah and Ahihud. And Shaharaim brought forth children in the field of Moab, after he had sent away Husham and Baara his wives. And by Hodesh his wife he brought forth Jobab and Zabiah and Mesha and Malcolm and Yetz and Shobiah and Mama. These were his sons, heads of their fathers' houses. And by Hushim he brought forth Abitub and Elpal. And the sons of Elpal, Eber and Misham and Shemar, who built Ono and Lod with its towns. And Beriah and Shema, who were heads of their fathers' houses of the inhabitants of Ayalon, who drove out the inhabitants of Gath. And Hayo, Shashab, and Yarmoth, and Zebadiah, and Arad, and Edar, and Machiel, and Yispah, and Yoha were the sons of Beriah. And Zebadiah, and Meshulam, and Hiskah, and Heber, and Yishmeriah, and Yisliah, and Jobab were the sons of Elpaal. And Yakim, and Zikri, and Zabda, and Elianah, and Zelatah, and Eliel, and Adiah, and Beriah, and Shemat were the sons of Shemai. And Yeshpan, and Eber, and Eliel, and Abdon, and Zikri, and Hanan, and Hananiah, and Elam, and Antotheah, and Yebdiah, and Penuel were the sons of Sheshach. And Shamsherai, and Shurhiah, and Athiyah. And Yaharashah, and Eliah, and Zachariah were the sons of Jeroboam. And these were heads of the fathers' houses by their generations, heads. These dwelt in Jerusalem. And the father of Gibeon, whose wives' name were Mahakah, dwelt at Gibeon. And his firstborn son was Abdon, then Tisar, and Kish, and Baal, and Nadab, and Gedor, and Hayo, and Zikar, and Migloth, who brought forth Shemah, and they also dwelt alongside their relatives in Jerusalem with their brothers. And Ner brought forth Kish, and Kish brought forth Shual, and Shual brought forth Jehonathan, and Malchishua, and Abinadab, and Ishbal. And the son of Jonathan was Meribbaal, and Meribbaal brought forth Makkah. And the sons of Makkah, Python, and Melech, and Taara, and Ahaz brought forth Jehoadah, and Jehoadah brought forth Alimeth, and Azmaweth, and Zimri brought forth Matzah, and Matzah brought forth Benah, Rapha his son, Elisha his son, Hatsel his son, and Hatsel had 6 sons whose names were these: Azrikam, Bacharu, and Yishmael, and Sheaiah, and Obadiah, and Hanan. All these were the sons of Exiled. And the sons of Ishak his brother, Ulam his firstborn, Joash the second, and Eliphalet the third. And the sons of Ulam were mighty, brave men, archers, and had many sons and grandsons, 150. These were all sons of Benjamin. Thank you, Father. 1 Chronicles chapter 9. And all Israel registered themselves by genealogy, and see, they were written in the book of the sovereigns of Israel. And Yehudah was exiled to Babel for their trespass. And the first inhabitants who were in their possessions in their cities of Israel were the priests, the Levites, and the Nethinim. And in Jerusalem dwelt some of the children of Yehudah, and some of the children of Benjamin, and some of the children of Ephraim and Manasseh. Judah, son of Amminahud, son of Omri, son of Imrah, son of Bani, of the sons of Peretz, the son of Yehudah, and of the Shalonites, Ashaiah, the firstborn, and his sons, and of the sons of Zerah, Ual and their brother 690, and of the sons of Benjamin, Salu, son of Meshullam, son of Hodiah, son of Hasenuah, and Yibniah, son of Jeroham, and Eli, son of Yazah, son of Machri, and Meshullam, son of Shephatiah, son of Ruel, son of Yibniah, and their brothers according to their generations, 956. All these men were heads of a father's house in their father's houses. And of the priests, Yedaiah and Yehoiarib and Yakin, and Azariah, son of Hilkiah, son of Meshullam, son of Zadok, son of Meraioth, son of Ahitub, the officer over the house of Elohim. And Adiah, son of Jeroham, son of Pashur, son of Malchiah, and Maasah, son of Adiel, son of Yazara, son of Meshullam, son of Meshulamith, son of Immer, and their brothers, heads of their fathers' houses, 760 able men for the work of the service of the house of Elohim. And of the Levites, Shemaiah, son of Heshab, son of Azrikam, son of Hashabiah, of the sons of Merari, and Bakah, Harash, and Galal, and Mattaniah, son of Micah, son of Zikri, son of Asaph, and Obadiah, son of Shemaiah, son of Galal, son of Yedutham, and Barakah, son of Asher, son of Elkanah, who dwelt in the villages of the Netophathites. And the gatekeepers, Shallum and Aquab, and Talmon, and Harmon, and their brothers, Shallum the chief. And up to then they were gatekeepers for the camps of the children of Levi, at the sovereign gate on the east. And Shallum, son of Kor, son of Ebiasaph, son of Korah, and his brothers from his father's house. The Korahites were over the work of the service guards of the thresholds of the tent, and their fathers had been guards of the entrance to the camp of Yahuwah. And Phinehas, son of Eleazar, was leader over them in time past. Yahuwah was with him. Zechariah, son of Meshulamiah, was gatekeeper at the entrance of the tent of meeting. All those chosen as gatekeepers at the thresholds were 212. They were registered by genealogy in their villages. Dawid and Shemiel the seer had appointed them to their office of trust. So they and their sons were over the gates of the house of Yahuwah, the house of the tent by watches. The gatekeepers were on the four sides, the east, west, north, and south, and their brothers in their villages had to come with them from time to time for 7 days. For the 4 chief gatekeepers were in an office of trust. They were Levites, and they were over the rooms and treasuries of the house of Elohim. And they spent the night all around the house of Elohim, because they had the duty, and they were to open it morning by morning. And some of them were over the vessels of service, for they brought them in and took them out by count. And some of them were appointed over the vessels, even over all the vessels of the set-apart place, and over the fine flour and the wine and the oil and the incense and the spices. And some of the sons of the priests blended the compound of spices. And Mattaniah of the Levites, the firstborn of Shallum the Korahite, was entrusted with the making of the flat cakes. And some of their brothers of the sons of the Korahites were over the showbread to prepare every Sabbath. And these were the singers, heads of the fathers' houses of the Levites in the rooms, and were exempted from other duties, for they were employed in that work day and night. These heads of the fathers' houses of the Levites were heads throughout their generations. They dwelt in Jerusalem. And Uel, the father of Gibeon, whose wife's name was Maacah, dwelt at Gibeon. And his firstborn son was Abdon, then Tisar, and Kish, and Baal, and Ner, and Nadab, and Gedor, and Hayel, and Zechariah, and Mikloth. And Mikloth brought forth Shimeam, and they too dwelt alongside their relatives in Jerusalem with their brothers. And Ner brought forth Kish, and Kish brought forth Shual, and Shual brought forth Jehonathan, and Malchishua, and Abinadab, and Ishbal. And the son of Jehonathan was Meribbaal, and Meribbaal brought forth Makai, and the sons of Makai, Python, and Melech, and Tahriah. And Ahaz, who brought forth Yara, and Yara brought forth Alameth, and Azmaweth, and Zemrah brought forth Matzah, and Matzah brought forth Benaiah, and Raphael was his son, Elasa his son, Atzel his son. And Atzel had 6 sons whose names were these: Azrikam, Bakaru, and Yishmael, and Sheaiah, and Obadiah, and Hanan. These were the sons of Atzel. First Chronicles chapter 10. And the Philistines fought against Israel, and the men of Israel fled from before the Philistines, and fell slain on Mount Gilboa. And the Philistines pursued Shual and his sons, and the Philistines smote Jonathan and Abinadab and Malchishua, sons of Shual. And the battle was heavy on Shual, and the archers hit him, and he was wounded by the archers. And Shual said to his armor-bearer, "Draw your sword and thrust me through with it, lest these uncircumcised ones come and abuse me." But his armor-bearer would not, for he was much afraid. So Shual took a sword and fell on it. And when his armor-bearer saw that Shual was dead, he also fell on his sword and died. And Shual and his 3 sons died, and all his house, they died together. And when all the men of Israel who were in the valley saw that they had fled, and that Shual and his sons were dead, they forsook their cities and fled, and the Philistines came and dwelt in them. And the next day it came to be, when the Philistines came to strip the slain, that they found Shual and his sons fallen on Mount Gilboa. And they stripped him and took his head and his armor, and sent word throughout the land of the Philistines to proclaim the news among their idols and among the people, and put his armor in the house of their mighty ones, and fastened his head in the house of Dagon. And all Jabesh Gilead heard of all that the Philistines had done to Shual, And all the brave men arose and took the body of Shaul and the bodies of his sons, and they brought them to Yabesh, and buried their bones under the tamarisk tree at Yabesh, and fasted 7 days. Thus Shaul died for his trespass, which he had trespassed against Yahuwah, because he did not guard the word of Yahuwah, and also for asking a medium for to make inquiry, and did not inquire of Yahuwah. So he put him to death, and turned the reign over to David, son of Yishai. 1 Chronicles chapter 11. And all Israel came together to David at Hebron, saying, See, we are your bone and your flesh. Also in time past, even when Shaul was sovereign, you were the one who led Israel out and brought them in. And Yahuwah, your Elohim, said to you, Shepherd my people Israel, and be ruler over my people Israel. So all the elders of Israel came to the sovereign at Hebron, and David made a covenant with them at Hebron before Yahuwah. And they anointed David sovereign over Israel according to the word of Yahuwah by Shemuel. And David and all Israel went to Jerusalem, which is Jebus, where the Jebusites were the inhabitants of the land. And the inhabitants of Jebus said to David, You do not come in here. But David captured the stronghold of Tizion, the city of David. And David said, Whoever smites the Jebusites first become chief and commander. And Joab, son of Tisuriah, went up first and became chief. And David dwelt in the stronghold. So they called it the city of David. And he built the city around it from Millo round about, and Joab revived the rest of the city. And David went on and became great, and Yahuwah of hosts was with him. And these were the heads of the mighty men whom David had, who strengthened themselves with him in his reign, with all Israel, to set him up to reign over Israel according to the word of Yahuwah. And this is the number of the mighty men whom David had: Yeshobeam, son of a Hachmonite, chief of the 30. He had lifted up his spear against 300, slain at one time. And after him was Eleazar, son of Dodo, the Ahoite, who was one of the 3 mighty men. He was with David as Pasdamim, and the Philistines were gathered there for battle. And a portion of the field was filled with barley, and the people had fled before the Philistines. But they took their stand in the midst of that field, and delivered it, and smote the Philistines. Thus Yahuwah saved them by a great deliverance. And 3 of the 30 chiefs went down to the rock of David into the cave of Adullam, while the army of the Philistines encamped in the valley of Rephaim. And David was then in the stronghold, and the watch post of the Philistines was then in Bethlehem. And David longed and said, Oh, that someone would give me a drink of water from the well of Bethlehem, which is by the gate. And the 3 broke through the camp of the Philistines, and drew water from the well of Bethlehem that was by the gate, and took it and brought it to David. But David would not drink it, but poured it out to Yahuwah. And he said, Far be it from me, O my Elohim, that I should do this. Should I drink the blood of these men who have risked their lives? For at the risk of their lives they brought it, and he would not drink it. This is what the 3 mighty men did. And Abishai, the brother of Joab, was chief of another 3, and he had lifted up his spear against 300 men who were slain, and won a name among the 3. Of the 3 he was more esteemed than the other 2 men, so he became their head. However, he did not come to the first 3. Benaiah was the son of Jehoiada, the son of a brave man from Katziel, who had done many deeds. He smote 2 lion-like Moabites. He also went down and smote a lion in the midst of a pit on a snowy day. And he smote a Mizraite, a man of great height, 5 cubits tall. And in the Mizraite's hand was a spear like a weaver's beam. And he went down to him with a staff and wrenched the spear out of the Mizraite's hand and slew him with his own spear. This is what Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, did, and won a name among the 3 mighty men. See, he was more esteemed than the 30, but he did not come to the first 3. And David set him over his court. The mighty men of the armies were Ashuel, the brother of Joab, Elhanan, son of Dodo of Bethlehem, Shamoth the Horite, Heletz the Pelonite, Ara, son of Ikish, the Tekoite, Abiezer the Anathite, Sibekiah the Hushathite, Eliah the Ahohite, Mahariah the Netophantite, Heled son of Benaniah the Netophantite, Athai son of Rebiah of Gibeah of the children of Benjamin, Benaiah the Parathonite, Horiah of the waters of Gash, Abiel the Arbiite, Azmaweth the Baharumite, Eliabah the Shaalbanite, the sons of Hashem the Gizonite, Jonathan son of Shagi the Harite, Hayam son of Sakah the Harite, Eliphaz son of Hefer the Mechaniite, Hayah the Pelonite, Hetzro the Carmelite, Naariah son of Esbiah, Joel the brother of Nathan, Midhah son of Heglah, Zilach the Ammonite, Nahariah the Berahite, the armor-bearer of Joab son of Tishruiah, Ara the Yatharite, Gareb the Yatharite, Uriah the Hittite, Zabah son of Ableah, Adinah son of Shazah the Reubenite, the head of the Reubenites, and 30 with him, Hanan son of Maacah, and Joshaphat the Mithnite, Uzziah the Ashtarite, Shammah and Uriel, the sons of Hatham the Orite, Yediael son of Shamrai, and Joah his brother the Tisite, Eliel the Marite, and Yerubiah, and Yoshiah, the sons of Naam, Yithmah the Moabite, Eliel and Obed, and Joazel of Mesobiah. 1 Chronicles chapter 12. Now these are they who came to David at Ziklag, while he was still in hiding from Shaul son of Kish. And they were among the mighty men, helping the battle, armed with bows, using both the right hand and the left, with stones and with arrows, with bows of the brothers of Shaul of Benjamin. The chief was Ahazizah and Joash, the sons of Shemaiah, the Gibeahite, and Yezoel and Pelet, the sons of Azmaweth, and Barakah, and Yahu, the Anathite, and Yeshmaiah, the Gibeonite, a mighty man among the 30 and over the 30, and Jeremiah, and Yahaziel, and Johanan, and Jozabad, the Gederahite, Eluzah, and Jeremoth, and Bealiah, and Shemayahu, and Shephatyahu, the Horophite, Elkanah, and Yeshayahu, and Azael, and Joizah, and Yeshobeam, the Kerites, and Joelah, and Zebiah, the sons of Joraham of Giddo. And some Gadites separated themselves to David at the stronghold and the wilderness, mighty brave men, men trained for battle, who could handle shield and spears, whose faces were like the faces of lions, and were as swift as gazelles on the mountains. Ezer the chief, Obadiah the second, Eliab the third, Mishmana the fourth, Jeremiah the fifth, Attai the sixth, Eliel the seventh, Johanan the eighth, Elzabad the ninth, Yirmiyahu the 10th, Magbaniah the 11th. These were from the sons of Gad, chiefs of the army. The least was over 100, and the greatest was over 1,000. These were the ones who passed over the Jordan in the first month, when it was overflowing all its banks, and put to flight all those in the valleys, to the east and to the west. And some of the children of Benjamin and Yehuda came to David at the stronghold. And David went out to face them, and answered and said to them, If you have come peaceably to me to help me, my heart shall be united with you. But if to betray me to my enemies, there is no violence in my hands. Let the Elohim of our fathers see and reprove. Then the Spirit came upon Amaziah, chief of the officers. Yours, O David, and with you, O son of Yeshai. Peace, peace to you, and peace to your helpers, for your Elohim shall help you. And David received them and put them among the chiefs of the raiding band. And some from Manasseh went over to David when he was going with the Philistines to battle against Shaul. But they did not help them, for the princes of the Philistines took advice and sent him away, saying, He might go over to his master Shaul with our heads. When he went to Ziklag, those of Manasseh who went over to him were Adnah and Jozabad and Yediael and Michael and Jozabad and Elihu and Tisalathiah, chiefs of the thousands who were from Manasseh. And they helped David against the raiding bands, for they were all mighty brave men, and they were commanders in the army. For at that time they came to David day by day to help him, until it was a great army, like an army of Elohim. And these were the numbers of the chiefs of those that were armed for battle, and came to David at Hebron to turn over the reign of Shaul to him according to the word of Yahuwah. Of the children of Yehuda bearing shield and spear, 6,800 armed for battle. Of the children of Shimon, mighty brave men for the army, 7,100. Of the children of Levi, 4,600. And Jehoiada, the leader of the Aaronites, and with him 3,700. And Zadok, a young man, a mighty brave man, and from his father's house 22 commanders. And the children of Benjamin, relatives of Shaul, 3,000. Until then, the greatest part of them guarded the charge of the house of Shaul. And the children of Ephraim, 20,800 mighty brave ones, men of name throughout their father's house. And the half-tribe of Manasseh, 18,000, who were designated by name to come and set up David to reign. And the children of Issachar, who had understanding of the times to know what Israel should do, their chiefs were 200, and all their brothers were at their command. Of Zebulun, there were 50,000 going out to the army, arranging battle with all weapons of battle, giving support with undivided heart. And of Naphtali, 1,000 commanders, and with them 37,000 with shield and spear. And of the Danites, arranging battle, 28,600. And of Asher, going out to the army, arranging battle, 40,000. And of the Reubenites and the Gadites and the half-tribe of Manasseh, from beyond the Jordan, 120,000 armed for battle with every kind of weapon of battle. All these men of battle, keeping rank, came to Hebron with a perfect heart to set up David to reign over all Israel, and all the rest of Israel were of one heart to set up David to reign. And they were there with David 3 days, eating and drinking, for their brothers had prepared for them, and also those who were near to them, from as far away as Issachar and Zebulun and Naphtali, were bringing food on donkeys and camels, on mules and cattle, food of flour and cakes of figs and cakes of raisins, wine and oil and cattle and sheep in great quantities, for there was joy in Israel. 1 Chronicles chapter 13. And David consulted with the commanders of thousands and hundreds, and with every leader. And David said to all the assembly of Israel, if it seems good to you, and if it is of Yahuwah our Elohim, let us send out to our brothers everywhere who are left in all the land of Israel, and with them to the priests and Levites who are in their cities of their open lands, and let them be gathered to us. And let us bring the ark of our Elohim back to us, for we sought him not since the days of Shual. And all the assembly agreed to do so, for the matter was right in the eyes of all the people. So David assembled all Israel from Shahor in Mizraim to as far as the entrance of Hamath, to bring the ark of Elohim from Kiriath Yearim. And David and all Israel went up to Baalah, to Kiriath Yearim of Yehudah, to bring up from there the ark of Elohim, Yahuwah, who dwells between the cherubim, where the name is called on. And they placed the ark of Elohim on a new wagon from the house of Abinadab, and Uzzah and Hayo were leading the wagon. And David and all Israel were playing before Elohim with all their might, and with songs, and with lyres, and with harps, and with tambourines, and with cymbals, and with trumpets. And when they came to the threshing floor of Kidon, Uzzah put out his hand to hold the ark, for the oxen stumbled. Then the wrath of Yahuwah burned against Uzzah, and he smote him because he put his hand to the ark, and he died there before Elohim. And David was displeased because Yahuwah had broken out against Uzzah. Therefore that place is called Peretz, Uzzah, until this day. And David was afraid of Elohim that day, saying, how shall I bring the ark of Elohim to me? So David did not take the ark with him into the city of David, but took it aside into the house of Obed-Edom the Gittite. And the ark of Elohim remained with the household of Obed-Edom in his house 3 months. And Yahuwah blessed the house of Obed-Edom and all that he had. 1 Chronicles chapter 14. And Hiram, sovereign of Tizar, sent messengers to David, and cedar trees, and stone masons, and carpenters, to build him a house. And David knew that Yahuwah had established him as sovereign over Israel, for his reign was highly exalted for the sake of his people Israel. And David took more wives in Jerusalem, and David brought forth more sons and daughters. And these are the names of his children whom he had in Jerusalem: Shammua and Shobab, Nathan and Shalamah, and Yibhah and Elishua, and Elpelet, and Noga, and Nepheg, and Yaphiah, and Elishama, and Beeliada, and Eliphalet. And when the Philistines heard that David had been anointed sovereign over all Israel, all the Philistines went up to seek David. And David heard and went out against them. And the Philistines came and made a raid on the valley of Rephaim. And David inquired of Elohim, saying, do I go up against the Philistines? And shall you give them into my hand? And Yahuwah said to him, go up, and I shall give them into your hand. And they went up to Baal Perazim, and David smote them there. Then David said, Elohim has broken through my enemies by my hand like a breakthrough of water. So they called the name of that place Baal Perazim. And they left their mighty ones there. So David commanded, and they were burned with fire. And the Philistines once again made a raid on the valley. And David again inquired of Elohim, and Elohim said to him, Do not go up after them. Go around them and come upon them in front of the mulberry trees. And it shall be, when you hear a sound of stepping in the tops of the mulberry trees, then go out to battle. For Elohim shall go out before you to smite the camp of the Philistines. And David did as Elohim commanded him, and they drove back the army of the Philistines from Gibeon as far as Gaza. And the name of David went out into all lands, and Yahuwah put the dread of him upon all nations. 1 Chronicles chapter 15. And he built houses for himself in the city of David, and he prepared a place for the ark of Elohim, and pitched a tent for it. Then David said, No one is to lift the ark of Elohim but the Levites, for Yahuwah has chosen them to lift the ark of Elohim and to serve him forever. And David assembled all Israel at Jerusalem to bring up the ark of Yahuwah to its place which he had prepared for it. And David gathered the children of Aaron and the Levites, of the sons of Kohath, Uriel the chief, and 120 of his brothers, of the sons of Merari, Ashaiah the chief, and 220 of his brothers, of the sons of Gershom, Yoel the chief, and 130 of his brothers, of the sons of Elisaphan, Shemaiah the chief, and 200 of his brothers, of the sons of Hebron, Eliel the chief, and 80 of his brothers, of the sons of Josiel, Aminadab the chief, and 112 of his brothers. And David called for Zadok and Abiathar the priests, and for the Levites, for Uriel, Asaiah, and Yoel, Shemaiah, and Eliel, and Abinadab, and said to them, You are the heads of the fathers' houses of the Levites. Set yourselves apart, you and your brothers, then you shall bring up the ark of Yahuwah Elohim of Israel to the place I have prepared for it. Because you did not do it the first time, Yahuwah our Elohim broke out against us because we did not ask him about the right ruling. So the priests and the Levites set themselves apart to bring up the ark of Yahuwah Elohim of Israel. And the children of the Levites bore the ark of Elohim on their shoulders by its poles, as Moshe had commanded according to the word of Yahuwah. And David spoke to the leaders of the Levites to appoint their brothers the singers with instruments of songs, harps, and lyres, and cymbals, to lift up the voice with joy. The Levites appointed Heman, son of Joel, and of his brothers Asaph, son of Barak-Yahu, and of their brothers the sons of Merari, Etham, son of Cushayahu, and with them their brothers of the second rank, Zechariah, Ben, and Yaaziel, and Shemaramoth, and Yohael, and Unai, Eliab, and Benayahu, and Maaziyahu, and Madiyahu, and Eliphalahu, and Micanayahu, and Obed-Edom, and Yeiel, the gatekeepers. And the singers, Heman, Asaph, and Etham, were to sound the cymbals of bronze. And Zechariah, and Aziel, and Shemaramoth, and Yahael, and Unai, and Eliab, and Maaziyahu, and Benayahu, with harps according to Alamoth, and Madiyahu, and Eliphalahu, and Menayahu, and Obed-Edom, and Yael, and Azayahu, to lead with lyres on the Sheminith, and Kenayahu, leader of the Levites in the song, because he was skilled. And Berechiah and Elkanah were doorkeepers for the ark. And Shebanyahu, and Joshaphat, and Nathaniel, and Amaziah, and Zechariah, and Benayahu, and Eliezer, the priests, were to blow the trumpets before the ark of Elohim. And Obed-Edom and Jehiah were doorkeepers for the ark. And it was David and the elders of Israel and the commanders over thousands who went to bring up the ark of the covenant of Yahuwah from the house of Obed-Edom with joy. And it came to be, when Elohim helped the Levites who bore the ark of the covenant of Yahuwah, that they offered 7 bulls and 7 rams. And David was dressed in a robe of fine linen, as were all the Levites who bore the ark, the singers, and Kenaiah, the leader of the service with the singers. And David wore a linen shoulder garment. So all Israel brought up the ark of the covenant of Yahuwah with shouting, and with the sound of the horn, with trumpets, and with cymbals, sounding with harps and lyres. And it came to be, as the ark of the covenant of Yahuwah came to the city of David, that Michal, the daughter of Shual, looking through a window, saw sovereign David dancing and playing, and she despised him in her heart. 1 Chronicles chapter 16. And they brought the ark of Elohim, and set it in the midst of the tent that David had pitched for it. And they brought burnt offerings and peace offerings before Elohim. And when David had made an end of offering the burnt offerings and the peace offerings, he blessed the people in the name of Yahuwah, and gave a portion to every one of Israel, both man and woman, to every one a loaf of bread, a measure, and a cake of raisins. And he appointed some of the Levites to serve before the ark of Yahuwah, to bring to remembrance, and to thank, and to praise Yahuwah Elohim of Israel. Asaph, the chief, and his second, Zechariah, Yael, and Shemaramoth, and Yahael, and Mattaiah, and Eliab, and Benayahu, and Obed-Edom, and Uriel, with harps and lyres. But Asaph was sounding with cymbals. And Benayahu and Yahaziel the priest continually blew the trumpets before the ark of the covenant of Elohim. And on that day David first gave thanks to Yahuwah by the hand of Asaph and his brothers. Give thanks to Yahuwah. Call upon his name. Make known his deeds among the peoples. Sing to him, sing praise to him. Speak of all his wonders. Boast in his set-apart name. Let the hearts of those seeking Yahuwah rejoice. Seek Yahuwah and his strength. Seek his face continually. Remember his wonders which he has done, his signs and the right rulings of his mouth. O seed of Israel, his servant. O children of Yaakov, his chosen ones. He is Yahuwah our Elohim. His right rulings are in all the earth. Remember his covenant forever, the word he commanded for 1,000 generations, which he made with Abraham, and his oath to Yishak, and he established it to Yaakov for a law, to Israel as an everlasting covenant, saying, To you I give the land of Canaan, the portion of your inheritance, when you were but few in number, few indeed, and sojourners in it. And they went up and down from one nation to another, and from one reign to another people. He allowed no one to oppress them. And he reproved sovereigns for their sake, saying, Do not touch my anointed ones, and do my prophets no evil. Sing to Yahuwah all the earth. Proclaim his deliverance from day to day. Declare his esteem among the nations, his wonders among all peoples. For great is Yahuwah, and greatly to be praised. And he is to be feared above all mighty ones. For all the mighty ones of the peoples are matters of naught. But Yahuwah made the heavens. Excellency and splendor are before him. Strength and gladness are in his place. Ascribe to Yahuwah, O clans of the peoples. Ascribe to Yahuwah esteem and strength. Ascribe to Yahuwah the esteem of his name. Bring an offering and come before Yahuwah. Bow yourself to Yahuwah in the splendor of set apartness. Tremble before him all the earth. The world also is firmly established, immovable. Let the heavens rejoice, and let the earth be glad. And let them sing among the nations, Yahuwah shall reign. Let the sea roar, and all that fills it. Let the field rejoice, and all that is in it. Let the trees of the forest then sing before Yahuwah, for he shall come to judge the earth. Give thanks to Yahuwah, for he is good, for his kindness is forever. And say, Save us, O Elohim, our deliverance. And gather us together and deliver us from the Gentiles, to give thanks to your set-apart name and boast in your praise. Blessed be Yahuwah Elohim of Israel from everlasting to everlasting. And all the people said, Amen, and praised Yahuwah. So he left Asaph and his brothers there before the ark of the covenant of Yahuwah, to perform regular service before the ark as each day required. Also Obed-Edom with his 68 brothers, including Obed-Edom, son of Jeduthun, and Hosea, to be gatekeepers. And Zadok, the priest, and his brothers, the priests, before the dwelling place of Yahuwah, at the high place that was Gibeon, to offer burnt offerings to Yahuwah, on the altar burnt offering regularly, morning and evening, and to do according to all that is written in the Torah of Yahuwah, which he commanded Israel. And with them Haman and Jeduthun, and the rest who were chosen, who were designated by name, to give thanks to Yahuwah, because his kindness is everlasting. And with them Haman and Jeduthun, to sound aloud with trumpets and cymbals and instruments for the songs of Elohim, and the sons of Jeduthun for the gate. And all the people went, each one to his house, and David returned to bless his house. 1 Chronicles chapter 17. And it came to be, when David was dwelling in his house, that David said to Nathan the prophet, See, I am dwelling in a house of cedar, but the ark of the covenant of Yahuwah is under curtains. And Nathan said to David, Do all that is in your heart, for Elohim is with you. And it came to be that night that the word of Elohim came to Nathan, saying, Go, and you shall say to my servant David, Thus said Yahuwah, You do not build me a house to dwell in, for I have not dwelt in a house since the time that I brought up Israel even to this day, but have gone from tent to tent, and from one dwelling place to another. Wherever I have moved about with all Israel, have I ever spoken a word to any of the rulers of Israel, whom I commanded to shepherd my people, saying, Why have you not built me a house of cedar? And now say this to my servant David, Thus said Yahuwah of hosts, I took you from the sheepfold, from following the sheep, to be ruler over my people Israel. And I have been with you wherever you have gone, and have cut off all your enemies from before you, and have made you a name like the name of the great men who are on the earth. And I shall prepare a place for my people Israel, and plant them, and they shall dwell in a place of their own, and move no more, nor shall the sons of wickedness oppress them any more as at the first, since the time that I commanded rulers to be over my people Israel. And I have humbled all your enemies, and I declare to you that Yahuwah does build you a house, And it shall be, when your days are filled to go to be with your fathers, that I shall raise up your seed after you, who is of your sons, and I shall establish his reign. He does build me a house, and I shall establish his throne forever. I am to be his father, and he is to be my son. And my kindness I do not turn away from him, as I took it from him who was before you. And I shall establish him in my house and in my reign forever, and let his throne be established forever. According to all these words and according to all this vision, so did Nathan speak to David. And sovereign David came in and sat before Yahuwah and said, Who am I, O Yahuwah Elohim? And what is my house, that you have brought me this far? And this was a small matter in your eyes, O Elohim, but you have spoken of your servant's house for a great while to come, and have looked upon me as though I were an exalted man, O Yahuwah Elohim. What more could David add to you for the esteem of your servant? For you know your servant, O Yahuwah. For your servant's sake, and according to your own heart, you have done all this greatness and making known all these great matters. O Yahuwah, there is none like you, nor is there any Elohim besides you, according to all that we have heard with our ears. And who is like your people Israel, the one nation on the earth whom Elohim went to redeem for himself as a people, to make for yourself a great and awesome name, by driving out nations from before your people whom you redeemed from Israel? For you appointed your people Israel to be your own people forever, and you, Yahuwah, have become their Elohim. And now, O Yahuwah, the words which you have spoken concerning your servant and concerning his house, let it stand fast forever, and do as you have said. So let it stand fast, and your name be great forever, saying Yahuwah of hosts, Elohim of Israel, is Elohim to Israel. And let the house of your servant David be established before you. For you, O my Elohim, have revealed to your servant to build a house for him. Therefore, your servant has found courage to pray before you. And now, Yahuwah, you are Elohim, and have promised this goodness to your servant. And now, you have been pleased to bless the house of your servant to be before you forever. For you have blessed it, O Yahuwah, and it is blessed forever. First Chronicles chapter 18. And after this it came to be that David smote the Philistines and humbled them, and took Gath and its towns from the hand of the Philistines. And he smote the Moabites, and the Moabites became David's servants and brought presents. And David smote Hadadezer, sovereign of Tizobah, as far as Hamath, as he went to establish his power by the river Euphrates. And David took from him 1,000 chariots and 7,000 horsemen, and 20,000 foot soldiers. And David also hamstrung all the chariot horses, but left of them for 100 chariots. And when Aram of Damascus came to help Hadadezer, sovereign of Tizobah, David smote 22,000 of Aram. And David stationed men in Aram of Damascus. And the Arameans became David's servants and brought presents. And Yahuwah saved David wherever he went. And David took the shields of gold that were on the servants of Hadadezer, and brought them to Jerusalem. And from Tibhath and from Kun, cities of Hadadezer, David brought a large amount of bronze, with which Solomon made the bronze seat and the columns and the vessels of bronze. And when Tua, sovereign of Hamath, heard that David had smitten all the army of Hadadezer, sovereign of Tizobah, he sent Hadoram his son to sovereign David to ask peace of him and bless him, because he had fought against Hadadezer and smote him, because Hadadezer had been fighting against Tua with all kinds of objects of gold and silver and bronze. Sovereign David also set these apart to Yahuwah, along with the silver and gold that he had brought from all these nations, from Edom, and from Moab, and from the children of Ammon, and from the Philistines, and from Amalek. And Abishai, son of Tizuriah, smote 18,000 Edomites in the valley of Salt. And he put watch posts in Edom, and all the Edomites became David's servants. And Yahuwah saved David wherever he went. So David reigned over all Israel, and he was doing right ruling and righteousness to all his people. And Joab, son of Tizuriah, was over the army, and Jehoshaphat, son of Ahilud, was recorder. And Zadok, son of Ahitub, and Abimelech, son of Ebyatha, were the priests, and Shoashah was the scribe, and Benaiah, son of Jehoiada, was over the Kiriites and the Pelethites, and the sons of David were chiefs at the sovereign's side. 1 Chronicles chapter 19. And after this it came to be that Nahash, the sovereign of the children of Ammon, died, and his son reigned in his place. And David said, Let me show kindness to Hanun, son of Nahash, because his father showed kindness to me. So David sent messengers to comfort him concerning his father. And the servants of David came to Hanun in the land of the children of Ammon to comfort him. And the chiefs of the children of Ammon said to Hanun, Is David esteeming your father in your eyes, because he has sent comforters to you? Have his servants not come to you to search and to overthrow and to spy out the land? So Hanun took David's servants and shaved them and cut off their garments in the middle at their buttocks and sent them away. And when some went and informed David about the men he sent to meet them, because the men were greatly ashamed. And the sovereign said, Remain at Jericho until your beards have grown, then return. And when the children of Ammon saw that they had made themselves a stench to David, Hanun and the children of Ammon sent 1,000 talents of silver to hire chariots and horsemen from Aram Naharaim, and from Aram Maacah, and from Tizobah. So they hired for themselves 32,000 chariots with the sovereign of Maacah and his people, who came and encamped before Medeba. And the children of Ammon had gathered from their cities and came to battle. And when David heard, he sent Joab and the entire army of the mighty men. And the children of Ammon came out and put themselves in battle array before the gate of the city, and the sovereigns who had come were by themselves in the field. And when Joab saw that the battle had been set against him before and behind, he chose some of the choice ones of Israel and put them in battle array to meet Aram. And the rest of the people he put under the command of Abishai his brother, and they set themselves in battle array to meet the children of Ammon. And he said, If Aram is too strong for me, then you shall help me. But if the children of Ammon are too strong for you, then I shall help you. Be strong, and let us show strength for our people and for the cities of our Elohim. And let Yahuwah do what is good in his eyes. And Joab drew near, and the people with him, to battle against Aram, and they fled before him. And when the children of Ammon saw that the Arameans were fleeing, they also fled before Abishai his brother, and went into the city, and Joab came to Jerusalem. And when Aram saw that they had been smitten before Israel, they sent messengers and brought the Arameans, who were beyond the river. And Shaphat, the commander of Hadadezer's army, went before them. And it was reported to David. And he gathered all Israel, and passed over the Jordan, and came upon them, and set up in battle array against them. And David set up in battle array against Aram, and they fought with him. And Aram fled before Israel, and David slew 7,000 charioteers, and 40,000 foot soldiers of the Arameans, and smote Shaphat, the commander of the army. And the servants of Hadadezer saw that they were smitten by Israel, and they made peace with David, and became his servants. And the Arameans would not help the children of Ammon any more. 1 Chronicles chapter 20. And it came to be at the turn of the year, at the time servants go out to battle, that Joab led out the power of the army, and destroyed the land of the children of Ammon, and came and besieged Rabbah. But David remained at Jerusalem, and Joab smote Rabbah and overthrew it. And David took their sovereign's crown from his head, and found it weighed a talent of gold, and there were precious stones in it, and it was set on David's head. And he also brought out the spoil of the city, a very great amount. And he brought out the people who were in it, and put them to work with saws, and with iron picks, and with axes. And thus David did to all the cities of the children of Ammon. Then David and all the people returned to Jerusalem. And afterward it came to be that fighting broke out at Gaza with the Philistines. Then Sibbecai the Hushathite smote Siphiah of the sons of the giant, and they were humbled. And there was fighting again with the Philistines. And Elhanan, son of Jael, smote Lamah, the brother of Goliath the Gittite, the shaft of whose spear was like a weaver's beam. And there was fighting again at Gath, where there was a man of great size, with 24 fingers and toes, 6 and 6, and he too was born to the giant. And he reproached Israel, and Jehonathan, son of Shammai, David's brother, smote him. These were born to the giant in Gath, and they fell by the hand of David, and by the hand of his servants. 1 Chronicles chapter 21. And Satan stood up against Israel, and moved David to number Israel. And David said to Joab and to the rulers of the people, Go number Israel from Beersheba to Dan, and bring the number of them to me, so that I know it. And Joab answered, Yahuwah does add to his people 100 times more than they are. But my master the sovereign, are they not all my master's servants? Why does my master seek to do this? Why should he be a cause of guilt in Israel? But the sovereign's word prevailed against Joab, and Joab left and went throughout all Israel, and came to Jerusalem. And Joab gave the sum of the number of the people to David, and all Israel had 1,100,000 men who drew the sword, and Yehudah had 470,000 men who drew the sword. But he did not number Levi and Benjamin among them, for the sovereign's word was loathsome to Joab. And it was evil in the eyes of Elohim concerning this matter, and he smote Israel. Then David said to Elohim, I have sinned greatly, because I have done this matter. But now I pray, take away the crookedness of your servant, for I have done very foolishly. And Yahuwah spoke to Gad, David's seer, saying, Go, and you shall speak to David, saying, Thus said Yahuwah, I hold 3 options before you. Choose one of them for yourself, and I do it to you. So Gad came to David and said to him, Thus said Yahuwah, choose for yourself either 3 years of scarcity of food, or 3 months to be defeated by your foes with the sword of your enemies, overtaking you, or else for 3 days the sword of Yahuwah, even the plague in the land, with the messenger of Yahuwah destroying throughout all the borders of Israel. And now consider what answer I am to return to him who sent me. And David said to Gad, I am in great trouble. Please let me fall into the hand of Yahuwah, for his compassion is very great. But do not let me fall into the hand of man. And Yahuwah sent a plague upon Israel, and 70,000 men of Israel fell. And Elohim sent a messenger to Jerusalem to destroy it. And as he was destroying, Yahuwah saw and relented about the evil, and said to the messenger who was destroying, Enough! Now stop your hand. And the messenger of Yahuwah was standing by the threshing floor of Ornan, the Jebusite. And David lifted his eyes and saw the messenger of Yahuwah standing between earth and the heavens, having in his hand a drawn sword stretched out over Jerusalem. And David and the elders, wrapped in sackcloth, fell on their faces. And David said to Elohim, Was it not I who commanded the people to be numbered? I am the one who has sinned and done evil indeed. But these the sheep, what have they done? Let your hand, I pray, O Yahuwah my Elohim, be against me and my father's house, but not against your people to be plagued. And the messenger of Yahuwah commanded Gad to say to David that David should go up to raise an altar to Yahuwah on the threshing floor of Ornan the Jebusite. So David went up at the word of Gad, which he had spoken in the name of Yahuwah. And Ornan turned and saw the messenger, and his 4 sons with him hid themselves. And Ornan was threshing wheat. And David came to Ornan, and Ornan looked and saw David. And he went out from the threshing floor and bowed down to David with his face to the ground. And David said to Ornan, Give me the site of the threshing floor, so that I build an altar to Yahuwah on it. Give it to me at the complete price, so that the plague is restrained from the people. And Ornan said to David, Take it for yourself, and let my master the sovereign do what is good in his eyes. See, I shall give you the cattle for burnt offerings, the threshing implements for wood, and the wheat for the grain offering. I give it all. And sovereign David said to Ornan, No, but I shall certainly buy it at the complete price. For I do not take what is yours for Yahuwah, nor offer a burnt offering without cost. And David gave Ornan 600 shekels of gold by weight for the place. And David built there an altar to Yahuwah, and offered burnt offerings and peace offerings, and called on Yahuwah. And he answered him from the heavens by fire on the altar of burnt offering. Then Yahuwah commanded the messenger, and he returned the sword to its sheath. At that time, when David saw that Yahuwah had answered him on the threshing floor of Ornan the Jebusite, he slaughtered there for the dwelling place of Yahuwah, and the altar of the burnt offering which Moshe had made in the wilderness were at that time at the high place in Gibeon. But David was unable to go before it to inquire of Elohim, for he was afraid of the sword of the messenger of Yahuwah. 1 Chronicles chapter 22. David then said, This is the house of Yahuwah, Elohim, and this is the altar of burnt offering for Israel. And David commanded together the foreigners who were in the land of Israel. And he appointed stone masons to cut huge stones to build the house of Elohim. And David prepared large quantities of iron for the nails of the doors of the gates and for the clamps, and more bronze than could be weighed. And cedar trees beyond number for the Zidonians. And those from Tizar brought much cedar wood to David. And David said, Shalimah my son is young and tender, And the house that is to be built for Yahuwah is to be exceedingly great, for a splendid name to all the lands. Please let me make preparation for it. So David made extensive preparations before his death. He also called for his son Shalomah, and commanded him to build a house for Yahuwah Elohim of Israel. And David said to Shalomah, "My son, as for me, it has been in my heart to build a house to the name of Yahuwah my Elohim. But the word of Yahuwah came to me, saying, You have shed much blood, and have fought great battles. You do not build a house for my name, because you have shed much blood on the earth in my presence. See, a son is to be born to you who is a man of rest, and I shall give him rest from all his enemies all around. For Shalomah is his name, and peace and rest I give to Israel in his days. He does build a house for my name, and he is to be my son, and I am to be his father, and I shall establish the throne of his reign over Israel forever. Now, my son, Yahuwah, be with you. Then you shall prosper and build the house of Yahuwah your Elohim, as he has said to you. Only let Yahuwah give you wisdom and understanding, and command you concerning Israel, so that you guard the Torah of Yahuwah your Elohim. Then you shall prosper if you guard to do the laws and right rulings with which Yahuwah commanded Moshe concerning Israel. Be strong and brave. Do not fear nor be discouraged. See, in my affliction I have prepared for the house of Yahuwah 100,000 talents of gold, and 1,000,000 talents of silver and bronze and iron beyond measure, for it is plenty. And I have prepared timber and stone, and you shall add to them. And with you there are many workmen, hewers and workers of stone and timber, and all types of skilled men for every kind of work, of gold and silver and bronze and iron. There is no limit. Rise up and do, and Yahuwah is with you." And David commanded all the elders of Israel to help Shalomah his son, saying, "Is not Yahuwah your Elohim with you? And has he not given you rest all around? For he has given the inhabitants of the land into my hand, and the land has been subdued before Yahuwah and before his people. Now give your heart and your being to seek Yahuwah your Elohim, and rise up and build a set-apart place of Yahuwah Elohim, to bring the ark of the covenant of Yahuwah and the set-apart vessels of Elohim into the house that is to be built for the name of Yahuwah." First Chronicles chapter 23. And David was old and satisfied with days, and he made his son Shalomah to reign over Israel. And he gathered all the rulers of Israel with the priests and the Levites. And the Levites were numbered from the age of 30 years and above, and their number head by head was 38,000 males. Of these 24,000 were to oversee the work of the house of Yahuwah, and 6,000 were officers and judges, and 4,000 were gatekeepers, and 4,000 to give praise to Yahuwah, which I made for giving praise. And we divided them into divisions of the sons of Levi, of Gershon, Kehath, and Merari, of the Gershonites, Ladan and Shammai. The sons of Ladan, Yahiel, the head, then Zetham and Yoel 3. The sons of Shammai, Shelomith and Haziel and Haran 3. These were the heads of the fathers' houses of Ladan. And the sons of Shammai, Yahath, Zena, and Joash, and Beriah. These were the 4 sons of Shammai. And Yahath was the head, and Zizah the second. But Joash and Beriah did not have many sons, so they were reckoned as one father's house. The sons of Kehath, Amram, Yitshah, Hebron, and Uzziel, 4. The sons of Amram, Aaron, and Moshe. And Aaron was set apart, he and his sons forever, that he should set apart, the most set apart, to burn incense before Yahuwah, to serve him, and to give the blessing in his name forever. Now Moshe, the man of Elohim, his sons were named after the tribe of Levi. The sons of Moshe, Gershon and Eleazar. The sons of Gershon, Shebuel was the head. And the sons of Eleazar, Rehabiah was the head. And Eleazar had no other sons, but the sons of Rehabiah were very many. The sons of Yitshah, Shelomith was the head. The sons of Hebron, Yeriyahu was the head. Amariah the second. Yaaziel the third. Yakayam the fourth. The sons of Uzziel, Makkah was the head, and Yeshaiah the second. The sons of Merari, Matlah and Musha. The sons of Matlah, Eleazar and Kish. And Eleazar died and had no sons, but only daughters and their brothers. The sons of Kish took them. The sons of Musha, Matlah, Eder, and Yeremoth, 3. These were the sons of Levi by their fathers' houses, the heads of the fathers' houses, as they were counted head by head, by the number of their names, who did the work for the service of the house of Yahuwah, from the age of 20 years and above. For David said, Yahuwah, Elohim of Israel, has given rest to his people, and he dwells in Jerusalem forever. And also of the Levites, they shall no longer bear the dwelling place or any of the vessels for its service. For by the last words of David, the Levites were numbered from 20 years old and above, because their duty was to help the sons of Aaron in the service of the house of Yahuwah, in the courtyards and in the rooms, in the cleansing of all that was set apart, and the work of the service of the house of Elohim, both with the showbread and the fine flour for the grain offering, and with the unleavened cakes, and what is baked on the griddle, and with what is mixed, and with all kinds of measures and sizes, and to stand every morning to thank and praise Yahuwah, and so at evening, and for all the burnt offerings to Yahuwah on the Sabbaths, and on the new moons, and on the appointed times by number, according to the right ruling upon them continually before Yahuwah. And that they should guard the duty of the tent of meeting, the duty of the set-apart place, and the duty of the sons of Aaron, their brothers, in the service of the house of Yahuwah. First Chronicles chapter 24. And the divisions of the sons of Aaron. The sons of Aaron were Nadab and Abihu, Eleazar and Ithamar. But Nadab and Abihu died before their father and had no children. So Eleazar and Ithamar served as priests. And David with Zadok of the sons of Eleazar and Ahimelech of the sons of Ithamar divided them according to their offices and their services. And there were more leaders found of the son of Eleazar than of the sons of Ithamar. So they divided the sons of Eleazar into 16 heads of their fathers' houses, and the sons of Ithamar into 8 heads of their fathers' houses. And they were divided by lot, one group as another, for there were officials of the set-apart place and officials of Elohim, from the sons of Eleazar and from the sons of Ithamar. And the scribe Shemaiah, son of Nethiel, one of the Levites, wrote them down before the sovereign and the rulers of Zadok the priest, and Ahimelech, son of Yatha, and the heads of the fathers' houses of the priests and Levites, one father's house taken for Eleazar, and one for Ithamar. And the first lot came forth to Yehoyarib, the second to Yahdiah, the third to Harim, the fourth to Seorim, the fifth to Malchiah, the sixth to Mayamin, the seventh to Hekat, the eighth to Abiyah, the 9th to Yeshua, the 10th to Shechaniah, the 11th to Eliashib, the 12th to Yakin, the 13th to Hupa, the 14th to Yeshab, the 15th to Bilgah, the 16th to Immer, the 17th to Hezah, the 18th to Haphsets, the 19th to Pathayah, the 20th to Yahezkel, the 21st to Yakin, the 22nd to Gemul, the 23rd to Delayahu, the 24th to Maaziyahu. These were their offices in their service for coming into the house of Yahuwah, according to their right ruling by the hand of Aaron their father, as Yahuwah Elohim of Israel had commanded him. And the rest of the sons of Levi, of the sons of Amram, Shubael, of the sons of Shubael, Yadayahu concerning Rehabyahu, of the sons of Rehabyahu, the head was Yeshaiah. Of the Israelites, Shelamoth, of the sons of Shelamoth, Yahath. Of the sons of Hebron, Uriyahu was the head, Amariyahu the second, Yaaziel the third, and Yakaam the fourth. Of the sons of Yoziel, Micah. Of the sons of Micah, Shamar, the brother of Makah, Yeshaiah. Of the sons of Yeshaiah, Zekayahu. The sons of Merari, Matla, and Musha, the son of Yaaziyahu, Beno. The sons of Merari, by Yaaziyahu, Beno, and Shoham, and Zachar, and Abri, of Matla, Eleazar, who had no sons, of Kish, the son of Kish, Jeremiel, and the sons of Musha, Matla, Eder, and Jeremiah. These were the sons of the Levites according to their fathers' houses. These also cast lots, they too, as their brothers, the sons of Aaron, in the presence of Sovereign David and Zadok and Ahimelech, and the heads of the fathers' houses of the priests and Levites, the head of the fathers, as well as his younger brothers. First Chronicles chapter 25. And David and the commanders of the army separated for the service some of the sons of Asaph, and of Heman, and of Jeduthun, who should prophesy with lyres, with harps, and with cymbals. And the number of the workmen according to their service was, of the sons of Asaph, Zachar, and Joseph, and Nethaniah, and Asher Elah, the sons of Asaph, at the hands of Asaph, who prophesied at the hands of the sovereign. Of Jeduthun, the sons of Jeduthun, Gedaliahu, and Tizarah, and Yeshayahu, Habayahu, and Madayahu, 6, under the hands of their fathers Jeduthun, who prophesied with a lyre to give thanks and to praise Yahuwah. Of Heman, the sons of Heman, Bukiyahu, Matanyahu, Yaziel, Shebuel, and Yeremoth, Hananiah, Eliatha, Getalta, and Romata, Ezer, Yoshikesha, Malata, Hatar, Mahaziot. All these were the sons of Haman, the sovereign's seer in the words of Elohim to exalt his horn. For Elohim gave Haman 14 sons and 3 daughters. All these were at the hands of their father for song in the house of Yahuwah, with cymbals, harps, and lyres, for the service of the house of Elohim, Asaph, Jeduthun, and Heman, at the hands of the sovereign. And the number of them with their brothers who were taught in the songs of Yahuwah, all who were skilled, was 288. And they cast lots for their duty, the small as well as the great, the teacher with the student. And the first lot for Asaph came forth for Joseph. Gedaliah the second, he and his brothers and sons, 12. The third, Zachar, his sons and his brothers, 12. The fourth, Yisra, his sons and his brothers, 12. The fifth, Nathaniah, his sons and his brothers, 12. The sixth, Barkiyahu, his sons and his brothers, 12. The seventh, Yesar'elah, his sons and his brothers, 12. The eighth, Yeshayahu, his sons and his brothers, 12. The ninth, Mattanyahu, his sons and his brothers, 12. The 10th, Shammah, his sons and his brothers, 12. The 11th, Aziel, his sons and his brothers, 12. The 12th, Hashabiah, his sons and his brothers, 12. The 13th, Shubael, his sons and his brothers, 12. The 14th, Mattiyahu, his sons and his brothers, 12. The 15th, Yeremoth, his sons and his brothers, 12. The 16th, Hanayahu, his sons and his brothers, 12. The 17th, Yashbekashah, his sons and his brothers, 12. The 18th, Hananiah, his sons and his brothers, 12. The 19th, Malatha, his sons and his brothers, 12. The 20th, Eliatha, his sons and his brothers, 12. The 21st, Hothar, his sons and his brothers, 12. The 22nd, Gadaltai, his sons and his brothers, 12. The 23rd, Mahaziyath, his sons and his brothers, 12. The 24th, Romantai Ezar, his sons and his brothers, 12. First Chronicles chapter 26. For the divisions of the gatekeepers of the Kohites, Meshelemayahu, son of Kor, of the sons of Asaph, and the sons of Meshelemayahu, Zechariah the firstborn, Yediael the second, Zebayahu the third, Yethniel the fourth, Elam the fifth, Jehohanan the sixth, Elioenai the seventh, and the sons of Obed-Edom, Shemaiah the firstborn, Jehozabad the second, Yoha the third, Sakah the fourth, Nathaniel the fifth, Amiel the sixth, Ishaka the seventh, Peuletiah the eighth, for Elohim bless him. Also to Shemaiah his son were sons born who ruled their fathers' houses, because they were able, mighty men. The sons of Shemaiah, Othni, and Raphael, and Obed, Elzabad, whose brothers Elihu and Semachiahu were able men. All these were of the sons of Obed-Edom, they and their sons and their brothers, also men with strength for the work, 62 of Obed-Edom. And Meshelemayahu had sons and brothers, 18 able men. Also Hosah of the children of Merari had sons. Shemra the head, although he was not the firstborn, his father made him the head. Hilkiah the second, Tebayahu the third, Zechariah the fourth. All the sons and brothers of Hosah were 13. These divisions of the gatekeepers among the chief men had duties like their brothers to serve in the house of Yahuwah. And they cast lots for each gate, the small as well as the great, according to their father's house. And the lot to the east fell to Shelmayahu. Then they cast lots for his son Zechariah, a wise counselor, and his lot came out to the north, to Obed-Edom to the south, and to his sons the storehouse, to Shopham and Hosah to the west, with the Shalaketh gate on the ascending highway, guard corresponding with guard. On the east were 6 Levites, on the north 4 each day, on the south 4 each day, and for the storehouse 2 by 2. As for the parbar on the west, there were 4 on the highway and 2 at the parbar. These were the divisions of the gatekeepers among the sons of Korah and among the sons of Merari. And of the Levites, Ahiah was over the treasuries of the house of Elohim, and over the treasuries of the set-apart gifts. The sons of Ladan, the sons of the Gershonites of Ladan, heads of their fathers' houses. Of Ladan, the Gershonite, Yaha'ilah. The sons of Yaha'ilah, Zetham and Yoel his brother, were over the treasuries of the house of Yahuwah. Of the Amramites, the Yisraelites, the Hebronites, and the Uzzielites. Even Shubael, son of Gershom, son of Moshe, was overseer of the treasuries. And his brothers by Eliezer were Rehabiahu his son, and Yeshayahu his son, and Joram his son, and Zachariah his son, and Shalomoth his son. This Shalomoth and his brothers were over all the treasures of the set-apart gifts which sovereign David and the heads of fathers' houses, the commanders over thousands and hundreds, and the commanders of the army had set apart. Some of the booty won in battles they set apart to maintain the house of Yahuwah. And all that Shemiel the seer, and Shual son of Kish, and Abner son of Ner, and Joab son of Tishruyah had set apart. All who were setting apart were under the hand of Shelomith and his brothers. Of the Israelites, Kenayahu and his sons were for the outward duties as officials and judges over Israel. Of the Hebronites, Hashabayahu and his brothers, 1,700 able men, had the oversight of Israel beyond the Jordan westward, for all the work of Yahuwah, and in the service of the sovereign. Of the Hebronites, Uriah was head of the Hebronites, according to his genealogy of the fathers. And the 40th year of the reign of David they were sought. And there were found among them able men of Yazar of Gilead, and his brothers were 2,700 able men, heads of fathers' houses, whom sovereign David made officials over the Reubenites and the Gadites and the half-tribe of Manasseh, and all matters of Elohim, and matters of the sovereign. First Chronicles chapter 27. And the children of Israel, according to their number, the heads of fathers' houses, and the commanders of thousands and hundreds, and their officers, served the sovereign in all matters of the divisions which came in and went out month by month throughout all the months of the year, each division having 24,000. Over the first division for the first month was Yashobeam, son of Zabdiel, and in his division were 24,000. Of the sons of Peretz, and the chief of all the commanders of the army for the first month. And over the division of the second month was Dodiah and Ahoite. And of his division Miloth also was the leader, and in his division were 24,000. The third commander of the army for the third month was Benaiah, son of Jehoiada the priest, who was chief, and in his division were 24,000. This was the Benaiah who was mighty among the 30 and was over the 30, and in his division was Ammizabad his son. The fourth for the fourth month was Ashuel the brother of Joab, and Zabadiah his son after him, and in his division were 24,000. The fifth for the fifth month was Shemhuth the Israelite, and in his division were 24,000. The sixth for the sixth month was Ira son of Igesh the Tigorite, and in his division were 24,000. The seventh for the seventh month was Hilet the Pelonite of the children of Ephraim, and in his division were 24,000. The eighth for the eighth month was Sibekiah the Hushaite of the Zarites, and in his division were 24,000. The ninth for the ninth month was Abiezer the Anathaite of the Benjamites, and in his division were 24,000. The 10th for the 10th month was Maharah the Netophaite of the Zarites, and in his division were 24,000. The 11th for the 11th month was Benaiah the Parathonite of the children of Ephraim, and in his division were 24,000. The 12th for the 12th month was Heldiah the Netophathite of Othniel, and in his division were 24,000. And over the tribes of Israel, the chief officer over Reuben, Eliezer son of Zechariah; over Shimron, Shaphatyahu son of Mahakah; Levi, Hashbiah son of Kemuel; over Aaron, Sadok; Yehuda, Eliyahu, one of David's brothers; Ishaka, Emrah son of Machiel; Zebulun, Yishmayahu son of Obadyahu; Naphtali, Yerimoth son of Azrael; the children of Ephraim, Hoshea son of Azayahu; the half-tribe of Manasseh, Yoel son of Padayahu; the half-tribe of Manasseh in Gilead, Edu son of Zechariahu; Benjamin, Yaasiel son of Abner; Dan, Aziel son of Jeroham. These were the rulers of the tribes of Israel. But David did not take the number of those 20 years old and under, because Yahuwah had said he would increase Israel like the stars of the heavens. Joab, son of Tizuriah, began a census, but he did not finish, for wrath came upon Israel because of the census. Nor was the number recorded in the account of the annals of sovereign David. And Azmareth, son of Aduel, was over the sovereign's treasuries, and Jehonathan, son of Josiahu, was over the storehouses in the field, in the cities, and in the villages, and in the watchtowers. And Ezra, son of Hillel, was over those who did the work of the field for tilling the ground. And Shema the Ramathite was over the vineyards, and Zadai the Shemite was over the increase of the vineyards for the wine cellars. And Baal-Hanan the Gerarite was over the olive trees and the sycamore trees that were in the low country, and Joash was over the oil stores. And Shetriah the Shemronite was over the herds that fed in Chevron. And Shaphat, son of Adlai, was over the herds that were in the valleys, and Obel the Yishmaelite was over the camels, and Yediahu the Mariathite was over the donkeys, and Yaziz the Hagrite was over the flocks. All of these was heads over the property of sovereign David. Also Jehonathan, David's uncle, was a counselor, a wise man and a scribe. And Yael, son of Hachmoni, was with his sovereign's son. And Ahithophel was the sovereign's counselor. And Hushai the Archite was the sovereign's companion. And after Ahithophel was Jehoiada, son of Benaiah, then Ebiathar, and the chief of the sovereign army was Joab. 1 Chronicles chapter 28. And David assembled at Jerusalem all the rulers of Israel, the rulers of the tribes and the commanders of the divisions who served the sovereign, the commanders over thousands and commanders over hundreds, and the heads over all the property and possessions of the sovereign and of his sons, with the officials, the mighty men, and all the mighty brave men. Then sovereign David rose to his feet and said, Hear me, my brothers and my people. I had it in my heart to build a house of rest for the ark of the covenant of Yahuwah, and for the footstool of our Elohim, and had made preparations to build it. But Elohim said to me, You do not build a house for my name, because you have been a man of battle and have shed blood. Yet Yahuwah Elohim of Israel chose me above all the house of my father to be sovereign over Israel forever. For he has chosen Yehudah to be the ruler, and of the house of Yehudah the house of my father, and among the sons of my father. He was pleased with me to make me reign over all Israel, and of all my sons, for Yahuwah has given me many sons. He has chosen my son Shalimah to sit on the throne of the reign of Yahuwah over Israel, and said to me, Shalimah your son is the one to build my house and my courtyards, for I have chosen him to be my son, and I myself am a father to him, and I shall establish his reign forever, if he is strong to do my commands and my right rulings as it is this day. And now before the eyes of all Israel, the assembly of Yahuwah, and in the hearing of our Elohim. Guard and seek all the commands of Yahuwah your Elohim, so that you possess his good land and leave it as an inheritance for your children after you forever. As for you, my son Shalomah, know the Elohim of your father and serve him with a perfect heart and with a pleasing life. For Yahuwah searches all hearts and understands all the intent of the thoughts. If you do seek him, he is found by you. But if you forsake him, he rejects you forever. See now, for Yahuwah has chosen you to build a house for the set-apart place. Be strong and do it. And David gave his son Shalomah the plans for the porch, and its houses, and its treasuries, and its upper rooms, and its inner rooms, and the place of atonement, and the plans for all that he had by the spirit of the courtyards of the house of Yahuwah, and of all the rooms all around, and of all the treasures of the house of Elohim, and of the treasures for the set-apart gifts, and for the divisions of the priests and the Levites, and for all the work of the service of the house of Yahuwah, and for all the vessels of service in the house of Yahuwah, even gold by weight for utensils of gold, for all utensils used in every kind of service, for silver, for all utensils of silver by weight, for all utensils used in every kind of service, and by weight for the lampstands of gold and their lamps of gold, by weight for each lampstand and its lamps, and for the lampstands of silver by weight, for the lampstand and its lamps according to the use of each lampstand, and by weight gold for the tables of the showbread, for each table, and silver for the tables of silver, and clean gold for the forks and the basins and the jars of clean gold, and the golden bowls by weight for every bowl, and for the silver bowls, silver by weight for every bowl, and refined gold by weight for the altar of incense, and for the pattern of the chariot of the gold cherubim, spreading out their wings and covering over the ark of the covenant of Yahuwah. Yahuwah made me understand all this in writing by his hand upon me, all the works of these plans. And David said to his son Shalomah, be strong and courageous and do it. Do not fear nor be afraid of Yahuwah Elohim. My Elohim is with you. He shall not leave you nor forsake you until you have completed all the work for the service of the house of Yahuwah. And see, the divisions of the priests and the Levites for all the service of the house of Elohim, and every volunteer of any skill is with you in all work, for every kind of service, and the rulers and all the people are entirely at your command. 1 Chronicles chapter 29. And David the sovereign said to all the assembly, my son Shalomah, the one whom Elohim has chosen, is young and tender, and the work is great because the palace is not for man but for Yahuwah Elohim. And with all my power I have prepared for the house of my Elohim, the gold for the gold, and the silver for the silver, and the bronze for the bronze, the iron for the iron, and the wood for the wood, shoham stones and settings, and fair stones of various colors, and all kinds of precious stones and marble slabs in large quantities. And also because I delighted in the house of my Elohim, I have treasure of gold and silver. I give for the house of my Elohim even more than all that I have prepared for the set-apart house, 3,000 talents of gold, of the gold of Ophir, and 7,000 talents of refined silver to overlay the walls of the houses, the gold for the gold, and the silver for the silver, and for all kinds of work to be done by the hands of craftsmen. Who then is moved to fill his hand today for Yahuwah? And the leaders of the fathers' houses, and the leaders of the tribes of Israel, and the commanders of thousands and of hundreds, with the heads over the servants' work, volunteered, and gave for the work of the house of Elohim 5,000 talents, and 10,000 darics of gold, and 10,000 talents of silver, and 18,000 talents of bronze, and 100,000 talents of iron. And those with whom were found precious stones gave them to the treasury of the house of Yahuwah, and to the hand of Yael, the Gershonite. And the people rejoiced, for they had given voluntarily because with a perfect heart they had given voluntarily to Yahuwah. And David the sovereign also rejoiced greatly. And David blessed Yahuwah before all the assembly. And David said, Blessed are you, Yahuwah Elohim of Israel, our Father, forever and ever. Yours, O Yahuwah, is the greatness, the power, and the comeliness, the preeminence, and the excellency, because of all that is in the heavens and in the earth. Yours is the reign, O Yahuwah, and you are exalted as head above all. And the riches and the esteem come from your presence, and you rule over all. And in your hand is power and might, and in your hand to make great and to give strength to all. And now, our Elohim, we thank you and praise your comely name. But who am I, and who are my people, that we should be able to give so voluntarily as this? For all comes from you, and we have given to you out of your hand. For we are sojourners and pilgrims before you, as were all our fathers. Our days on earth are as a shadow and without permanence. O Yahuwah our Elohim, all this store that we have prepared to build you a house for your set-apart name is from your hand, and all is of you. And I know, my Elohim, that you are trying the heart and desire uprightness. As for me, in the uprightness of my heart, I have voluntarily given all these. And now with joy I have seen your people who are present here to give voluntarily to you. O Yahuwah Elohim of Abraham, Ishak, and Israel, our fathers, guard this forever in the intent of the thoughts of the heart of your people, and prepare their heart toward you. And give my son Solomon a perfect heart to guard your commands and your witnesses and your laws, to do all and to build the palace for which I have prepared. And David said to all the assembly, Now bless Yahuwah your Elohim. And all the assembly blessed Yahuwah Elohim of their fathers, and bowed their heads and did obedience to Yahuwah and the sovereign. And they made offerings to Yahuwah and offered burnt offerings to Yahuwah on the next day, 1,000 bulls, 1,000 rams, 1,000 lambs, with their drink offerings and slaughterings in large numbers for all Israel. And they ate and drank before Yahuwah with great joy on that day. And they set up Shalomah, son of David, to reign the second time, and anointed him before Yahuwah to be leader, and Zadok to be priest. And Shalomah sat on the throne of Yahuwah as sovereign instead of David his father, and prospered, and all Israel obeyed him. And all the rulers and the mighty men, and also all the sons of sovereign David, submitted themselves to Shalomah the sovereign. And Yahuwah exalted Shalomah exceedingly in the eyes of all Israel, and put upon him such royal splendor as had not been on any sovereign before him in Israel. Thus David, son of Ishah, reigned over all Israel. And the days that he reigned over Israel was 40 years. He reigned 7 years in Hebron, and he reigned 33 years in Jerusalem. And he died in a good old age, satisfied with days, riches, and esteem. And Shalomah his son reigned in his place. And the acts of sovereign David, first and last, see, they are written in the book of Shemuel the seer, in the book of Nathan the prophet, and in the book of Gad the seer, with all his reign and his might, and the times that passed over him, and over Israel, and over all the reigns of the lands.